Aaron's Anxiety channel. This is Aaron. Wanted to make a video about depersonalization, derealization specifically. You're going to hear my dog pant. It's not hot in here. She just gets a little nervous on the road. She has her anxiety issues as well. But she's a good girl and she stays with her dad. So we help combat each other's problems. That being said, this video was... Can you go over here in your bed, please? Go. Get him. Good girl. This video was requested as a great idea from a subscriber of mine, Rockstar... Classic Rockstar Games, I believe is his channel. He's in the same boat as we are, and he thought it'd be a great thing to kind of touch bases on depersonalization, derealization in and of itself, and I agreed, and so here we are, because I want people to be informed, and I want them to, anything that I can give you in a tool belt to help make your situation better is what I want to do. I don't make these videos in any hopes to get anything. There's not really any good way to be sponsored by an anxiety video, you see what I'm saying? So there's no like point of it for me monetarily. I'm literally only here just because I've had these things, anxiety, depersonalization, derealization, I've had this stuff. It was horrible. It sucked. And so I decided that if I can help people with this issue by knowing my story and what I have figured out about it, how can that be wrong? It takes me, you know, these videos are 10, 15, 20 minutes long. If they help you, I'm going to keep making them because I want to help. That's all I want to do. The more tools we can put in your toolbox to help you with this problem, the better off you're going to be. So, that being said, depersonalization, derealization. Quickly, let's clarify that there is a distinct difference between the two. Depersonalization is the internal struggle with your person. Depersonalization. Depersonalization. So, that being said, you feel detached from the world. You feel that you're not in your own body. You're in somebody else's body, and it's like it's like if you had a robot sitting next to you, or a drone. Imagine if you have a drone and you send the drone off. Anybody that's played with drones before, you have a little camera that you can look into, and though the drone is away from you and you can't see it, you can still navigate through that little camera, and that's kind of what it's like. Now imagine that you're looking through that camera and that's your world, and that's what you have to do. You have to navigate through that drone lens for everything. That's kind of what it feels like, just without the controller. So that's depersonalization. Derealization is the outward inflection of things don't feel real. So your surroundings feel off. They feel fake. They feel like you're dreaming. They feel like you might be in a coma and you need to wake up. It's a scary thing. Things feel that the world just feels heavy around you. It feels distorted and something's just off. That's just kind of what it feels like. It almost has like a fogginess to it, or the colors seem dull. There's a lot that goes into it. So those are the difference between the two. I've had them both. They're both scary. Neither one is really more scary than the other. They're both kind of bring anxiety and, you know, triggers and stuff like that. So how do you get it? Now this is all information that I have stored in here from my travels. You get depersonalization. It's a triggered response from your brain that a lot of times it's just to help. It's your brain's trying to help you in the only way that it knows how. You have your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is what, you know, controls your heartbeat and your breathing and everything else like that. It works in the background. Well, it's going to do that for other things too. Can you go in your bed? I don't listen to you pant. I love you, but we need a little time apart. 3 feet. That being said, where was I?
track now. I don't even know what I was talking about.
Oh, how to get it. How you get it. Yeah, it's your brain's defense mechanism. So it's basically saying, hey, this guy consciously is not, this guy or girl, we both get him, is not getting the hint that we need to back off on the anxiety. So we're going to have to put things in place to fix this situation. Hence, let's put them down into depersonalization, derealization mode, and then it flicks the switch and boom, whoa, what is going on? And that's where you feel it. It's a safety mechanism by your body. So take a second to say, hey, thank you, body. I get what you're trying to say. I need to back it down, and I appreciate you helping me through this time. It's literally your subconscious body helping your conscious body. How can it be triggered? Lots of stuff. Obviously, high anxiety is one of the main culprits of why people get it. It can be triggered through drug use, marijuana. It can be triggered through drugs that are prescription drugs, such as SSRIs, the reuptake inhibitors, which is the big one. It can be triggered through anesthesia for getting surgery. It can be triggered through depression medication, anxiety medication. It can be triggered through a lot of medication. It can be triggered through traumatic experiences. So if you have a panic attack, you get into a car accident, you get mugged, things like that, that can trigger it. Pretty much anything that your body needs you to be in a safe space is usually when it gets triggered. And usually the effects of it wear off from there. Sometimes it could wear off within a day, sometimes it could be 5 minutes, sometimes it could be a year, sometimes it could be a month. It depends on whenever you decide, or your body decides, that you're in a safe space to let it go and turn the switch back off. So that's what depersonalization, derealization is in a nutshell. Other random symptoms are going to be all related to like anxiety, depression, things like that, because they're typically one and the same. So how do you need to treat depersonalization, derealization to get it out of your life, get back to your sense of self and your sense of surroundings? How do we do that? That's important. That's probably why you're watching this video. And I can give you my story, and I can give you how I got out of it, because I'm no longer there. And it is wonderful, and it's kind of like you can't appreciate the good days, the sunshine days, until you've had some rainy days. So once you get to the other side, you really appreciate not being in that area. So a really quick recap. You can go back and watch my earlier videos, and they will tell you all about how I got it, my symptoms, how I was getting rid of it, updates, and all that stuff. To give you a quick recap, so you don't have to do all that. Quick update. Sorry, I'm moving the phone around. I'm trying to be as steady as I can, but I'm holding my phone while I'm going down the road, listening to a dog pant. So, I smoked marijuana. I don't normally smoke marijuana. I typically run as a high anxiety type person anyway. I kind of run high, not drug high, just a high energy person. So that being said, when you smoke marijuana, I had, you get paranoia. Well, you can go paranoia too far and go into a panic attack. Basically, I had a panic attack, or several of them, while I was high, over the course of probably at least an hour, 2 hours. It was bad. Dora, get in your bed, baby. Go, get in your bed, kennel. So, I got through that night with my lovely wife, and she, the next morning, woke me up, and I had to go get something. She asked me to get something for her, and I went to the cupboard, and I opened the cupboard. Sorry, my hands got pain on. Opened the cupboard, and just reaching for, I was getting myself a headache medication. So when I reached for the cupboard and pulled out the headache medication, when I saw my hand go out and reach for it, but in my head, sorry, I'm going to readjust here again. In my head, it didn't feel like my hand. It was like some other hand's going out to reach for it. And that's when I started feeling these really weird symptoms. And I had to go to work that day. I had to go do a repair for my job. And when I got there, the guy, I mean, I could not focus on what this dude was saying. I may as well have been in a whole realm all by myself. I mean, I was holding it together externally, you know, with my businessman hat on. He couldn't tell, as far as I know. He's kind of a weird dude anyway. But, yeah, I don't know. I got through that somehow. Luckily, I think I was like a Thursday or something like that, and I was good for the weekend. Anyways, so over the course of the next month after that, I mean, it was so weird, me trying to figure out what was going on. Just trying to figure out what was happening. Because you don't know at first. Most people have never heard of depersonalization or derealization. They've just never heard of it. So when you don't know about it, you don't know to look out for it or know what it is when it gets there. You see what I'm saying? So once I got an idea of what it was, then I could start making better actions to get it away. Obviously, if you're watching this video, you know what it is because you've searched it and this video popped up. So that's just a quick story. As far as me goes, it took about a year for me. Year and a half. I'd say a year and a half to be, you know, gone out of that. It wasn't full on bad for that full year and a half. The full on bad times was probably 2 to 3 months, somewhere in there, ballpark, of where it was like I was just in the thicket, you know what I mean, of depersonalization. And then once you kind of get into the habits of readjusting your life and your brain, it kind of fades. It fades from there. And then you'll get little glimpses of it later on. This is my take on this, by the way. Go get in your bed. Why do I keep telling you? Get in your bed. I love you. Blah, 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 blah. So, how did I get rid of it? How did it go away? What steps did I take to let it go? I have a 7 steps video for me for overcoming anxiety. But first you have to realize that if you're focusing on depersonalization in and of itself, the majority of people that are watching that are trying to do that, you're not looking at the right problem. You're looking at the problem like, oh, I need to fix this depersonalization. That's not what you need to do. First, you need to fix your anxiety or depression first. That is what's causing your depersonalization. Your depersonalization is a symptom of something else. Typically, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a symptom of something else. So, that being said, we need to work on your anxiety, depression, things like that first. So, how do you get out of it? Number one and very most important is if you're in the thicket, come up with a distraction. If you're in the thicket, you need time. You need patience and you need time. The best thing you can do is get a distraction. I played video games, which for me, I like video games, I just don't have really much time to play them. But when I was in that time, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to distract myself with all the free time I have. And so I played video games. I played a game called Infamous, which is awesome game for all the gamer people out there. And I played all of them. I played them all. They were all great. It's a great game. Anyways, playing from the beginning though, if you've never played it, don't play it from the end. The graphics get too great, and then it kind of ruins you for the other one. Sorry, a little bit about Infamous. But yeah, that's what I use. I use the video games to distract me. I already play guitar. Learning new songs on the guitar helped. Learning a new instrument, learning a new language. I would say though, distractions as far as your phone or the internet, Facebook, those are not the distractions that you want. You want distractions that are going to take you away from stress. And that is, your phone is actually causing you a lot of anxiety, whether you realize it or not. That's why typically if you get lost in your phone for a little bit, you get a little kind of miss track of time, and you can't put your phone down. That's why you kind of have a weird feeling once you put your phone down, and you're kind of coming back to everything. So yeah, that's not a great distraction. Get something else. Something that's going to kind of be more improving to you. I'm not saying video games are going to be an improvement, but they do help with, spatial reasoning and cognition and other things like that. And, problem solving. It's good stuff. So, I always recommend doing things that are going to make you a better you, because that's really what you need to do. Figure out things that are causing you anxiety. Write them down. Don't just check mark them in your brain. You're going to forget them and not be able to focus on them and work on them. Finances was a big thing for me. I was dwindling my money away, and it seemed like there was too much weak at the end of the money, if that makes sense. So, get your finances in order. You need to start restructuring things a lot of times. And it's not just me, it's a lot of people. If you got your finances in order, great. We'll get to something else. I'm not going to run this video too long. But yeah, get your finances in order. Come up with a budget. Figure out how much money you have to work with, and work from there. Work backwards from there. If you want to invest, I got onto an app called Acorns. Acorns is an awesome app that invests in the background. I don't get nothing to tell you that. It's just a great thing to help you save money. I think I had $2,500 inside of a year just by swiping my debit card. And it would take, say if it was $1 or $1.50, it would take that extra 50 cents and round it up to the next dollar, and it would take that 50 cents and put it into a separate account. You wouldn't believe how fast that stuff adds up. So Acorns was awesome. I started budgeting my money and getting my finances in order. You wouldn't believe, once you have your finances in order, I always tell everybody, save up $1,000, $500. Start with $5. Start with $250, go to $5, head for $1,000. If you can get $1,000 in your bank account, or a lot of times I tell you not to put it in your bank account because it's too easy to access. Put it somewhere. Just having $1,000 sitting back behind you, just knowing that it's there, will relieve so much stress and so much anxiety because it's a little bit of cushion. So other things was get your diet in order. If you're eating horribly, it's not going to be good. What you put in is what you're going to get out. If you're putting nasty things in there, you're going to feel nasty, though they are delicious. I mean, I got a gut. I can relate. At least until you get to the other side of the depersonalization and stuff. Caffeine is a horrible thing for if you have anxiety or depersonalization. Cut out the caffeine. Switch to diet or no caffeine, whatever for a while. Sugar, caffeine, those things, those stimulants, they're going to stimulate you right into a panic attack or stimulate you right into depersonalization. So keep that in mind. Go with water for now, or some no sugar, no caffeine drink. Like Propel Fitness water is really good, and that'll help a lot. Give it time, patience, 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 patience. That's all I talk about on this channel is patience, is because that's what you need, number one, most. And know that depersonalization is not a life sentence. It's really, honestly not. And I say that all the time. It's not a life sentence. It will go away. Know that you're safe. Depersonalization is not going to turn into something else. It's not going to roll itself into you being full-on crazy out of your mind. It's not going to lead to another disorder. It's a safety mechanism. It's fine. You will be fine. Let it fade. Stop doing research. That's what I tell everybody. The fact that you're researching it says you're a forward-thinking person and that you're trying to get away from it. But research into this topic will only put you further back. Get off of forums that talk about this on Facebook or Twitter. Don't talk to these people. They're just going to spike your anxieties and make your depersonalization worse. My depersonalization and anxiety went down tremendously once I put Google down and once I got away and got off of the anxiety pages on Facebook. It went down crazy because I wasn't constantly dwelling on it. You know what I'm saying? So it just slowly diminishes. Medication is also another great thing for depersonalization. You got to figure out what one works right for you. Talk to your doctor. Talk to a doctor about it. You can go to you don't have to have insurance to go to the doctor, especially if it's a family care doctor. They'll do cash. They'll do whatever you want to do. You'll just pay it out of pocket. My doctor, I do it. It's $75, or sometimes it's less than that. Depends on how much time he spends with me. But usually, if he writes me a prescription, it's $75, and he listens to my story. He might want to see you a couple times. He's gonna write you a prescription. Probably want to see you back in a month. Spend a little bit of money towards this. Let him figure out, or her figure out, what's going to be great for you, and just take the steps. But don't go straight to medication. I always tell that to people. You need to figure out the root cause. The root cause is what's going to fix it forever, not fix it temporarily. I don't have these problems anymore, and it's because I fixed the root cause first. I went my whole first year with no drugs at all. I'm going to fix this on my own. I got myself into this mess. I'm going to get myself out of it. And that's what I did. And then once you dwindle a lot of that stuff away through self-improvement, and yes, it's going to be hard, but you know what? You're worth it. Go for it. Once you get through that, you're going to notice it's going to drop off a lot. That's when you can jump into the medication and let it take that extra little edge off. And then you can breathe. You can breathe easy. So yeah, depersonalization is not forever. Take the right steps. Do yourself a favor. You got this. You got this. You got this. I always say it ain't nothing but a thing chicken wing. You're going to get through it. Make sure you're breathing all the time. A lot of times people get anxiety just from not breathing enough. You're just shallow breathing. Breathe. So yeah. All right. I'm going to wrap this video up here. Depersonalization. It's a good thing. It'll help you, and it's not forever. Be patient, and as always, like, comment, subscribe. Share this video if you know anybody. We can help as many people as we can. If you have your experience, let me know. What are you doing to combat depersonalization, derealization? Put it in the comments below. Other people are going to read this, and even if they don't read it for another year or 5 years, if you're helping somebody, that's all that matters. So just take a little bit of time. Say